listen, you have to adjust. So if Semedo's doing well, you keep him in there, and Sergio Roberto has to move. But the great thing about Sergio Roberto, Joe, he's versatile. He can do the job, and he's proving he deserves a starting spot in the team right now.
Let me get some more questions in here. Ahmed is asking, Jamal, can I talk to you? Go ahead, Jamal. Talk to Ahmed.
Hi, Ahmed. I hope you're doing great. Great to see you on the show.
Thank you very much, Ahmed. Taj is saying you are right, as in I'm right, it must be. I'm one of the 20%. It's not about will he break the record? It's that he does not want him to break the record. The answer is a no. Real Madrid fans, I told you, those are the ones who voted in that 20% that said no, Messi will not break the record. Or maybe they're Xavi fans, actually, Kevin. Could be.
Could be. Yeah, it could be Xavi fans. But if they're Xavi fans, Joe, I don't think they mind Lionel Messi breaking it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Justin says a phenomenal amount of you watching tonight. Huge audience, again, for Barcelona, of course. Over 200,000 watching. Half of them are Real Madrid fans. Do you believe that, Jamal? Do you believe that half of them are Real Madrid fans, hoping that they slip up?
I think there's something in it, Joe, and I even think that some of the Real Madrid players are watching tonight, so there's something in it, Joe.
I just want to come back on a serious note to Antoine Griezmann, because I thought, in particular against Villarreal, Kevin, that Griezmann had a fabulous game, but again, it's a lack of consistency, isn't it? Just hit and miss.
Joe, I think the position he played against Villarreal suited him because he was coming off the left, but he was more suited to being inside, like an inside left. But today, Joe, he's playing with his back to goal as the number 9. And it's a different feel and a different job altogether, and that
it's a positional problem, Kev. It's a positional problem, is what you're saying. It's not Griezmann himself; it's a positional issue. That's what you're saying. Yeah,
Joe. I think it's positional because he's proven that he can play well when he plays on the inside left, but playing as a number 9, Joe, is very difficult for him.
Ansh says your pronunciation of Xavi is wrong. I do say Xavi. Obviously, it's Xavi if you want to get it absolutely correct. But hey, you know, I would hate to live in your household, Ansh. You're pretty particular, that's for sure. Now, this one here from Aku says, why do you always forget about Sergi Roberto's contribution? Well, we haven't. We were pointing that out tonight, that's for sure. And Ayush says Messi would break Thomas Muller's record of 21 assists. I didn't know that Thomas Muller had got 21 assists in one season. So if that's correct, Ayush, then it's a possibility. But remember, only 2 games remaining for Messi to get to 21 and break Xavi's La Liga record of assists in one season. Wilver says, which trophy you want to achieve for Bangladesh football team? Jamal, that one's for you.
Hopefully the Asian Cup someday. The Asian Cup. It's like the European Championship, so it will be the Asian Cup.
Yeah, and dream. It's pretty prestigious. All those national teams that have gone on to do well at World Cups have always done well at the Asian Cup first, haven't they, Jamal? That's how important it is as a stepping stone to get to being at a competitive level in the World Cup.
Yeah, it is, Joe, and we see in Qatar, they did very well in the last Asian Cup, and they went to the South American, and they played against Brazil, they played against Paraguay, and they played up against these great teams. So it's a big step. If you can perform well in the Asian Games or Asian Cup, you have a great chance in the World Cup.
I want to squeeze in a couple of questions here about Suarez. Harindra says, benching Suarez, Kevin, is it a good idea? Suarez on the bench, by the way, if you joined us late and missed the first half.
Joe, I think Suarez was running out of a little bit of steam. Remember, he's been injured most of the season. And coming back, he's done pretty well, but he was just starting to find it a bit, he was looking a bit heavy-legged. So I think they're just resting him.
Okay, yeah, it's a lot of games. Remember, the game's coming thick and fast every couple of days. Barcelona and Real Madrid, of course, and all the other La Liga Santander teams are in action. Just a reminder that when we're not live, like tonight, for example, if you get onto Facebook, onto the Foreign Fields page, you can follow us and keep up to date with all of the nonsense that we normally get up to between the live games. So here we have it. The players are back in the tunnel at the Estadio Jose Zorrilla. So let's return there and rejoin your commentary team once again of Tim Lee and Mark Brown.
They say I walk like a king, talk like a king. You can next around now, say the same thing.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Jose Zorrilla, where a couple of strikers are ready to enter the action here at half-time. There in your picture, Sergio Gonzalez. He said before this match, we are convinced we can beat Barcelona, and it looks as if he will bring on Enes Unal as a half-time change. We'll confirm that in due course. I'm alongside Mark Brown, and we are just getting ready for the second half to kick off, and there is absolutely no margin for error here for Barcelona.
Thank you, Tim. Welcome back, everyone. Yeah, there really isn't, is there? 1-0. There's not a lot in it. We've seen Real Madrid's great 1-0 wins left, right and centre lately. I think with Real Madrid, once they go 1-0 up, the consistency they've had, you're thinking, yeah, they're going to hang on to this. With Barcelona, for me, there's still question marks there. They've been dominant in this, but Valladolid have, with the long ball over the top, shown up that Barcelona defence on a couple of occasions. And Sergio shown his ambition here, putting on Enes Unal, the young Turkish international striker, who's been very good over the season. Showing Sergio hasn't given the game up, and Barcelona have to keep the concentration. And if they can do this, back to 1 point lead again at the top of the table. Tim, back over to you, Real Madrid. But this is the question mark. Can Barcelona either extend this or see out this 1-0 lead?
Well, a huddle among the Valladolid players, and a double change from Sergio. Enes Unal coming on. He has replaced Ruben Alcaraz. And Pablo Hervías has also come on. We'll confirm shortly who he has replaced. For the visitors, Antoine Griezmann makes way for Luis Suarez. So the Frenchman played just 45 minutes. He had that wonderful chance on 20 minutes. He completely fluffed his lines, and he has been hooked. That won't do his confidence any good at all. So Luis Suarez is into the action, and Mateo Laos blows his whistle now. Valladolid know that a win guarantees their safety mathematically. Barcelona know they simply have to win. Second half coming live on Facebook Watch as Enes Unal plays the back heel. Sergi Guardiola now has a strike partner.
Yeah, that changes the shape, changes things. Barcelona defensively have had more work to do. He's gone from, we'll see, but it'll be a 4-5-1 change to a 4-4-2. Look for Oscar Plano as well, just to come in behind. These two big men up front, they work well together. There's a lot of pace, a lot of muscle, a lot of invention between the two of them. Guardiola is a very, very quick striker, and already you see the reward for that, Tim.
A corner now for the hosts, and it is the substitute Pablo Hervías who swings it in to the near post where it was cleared by Semedo.
Hervías too has got a very, very good striker of the ball. Wonderful free kick taker.
Delivered by Nacho, really good ball. And then it was Alba who almost trod on the cross, a clearance from Longley. Here is Hervías. He's an excellent dribbler, very dynamic winger. And this is a super run. There's the cross, Piqué clears. And now Suarez finding Messi on the halfway line. Chased by Javi Sanchez. Well, it's taken me a while, but I can confirm that Joaquin Fernandez is the player that made way for Hervías.
Yeah, it looks like Quique Pérez has gone more central, more into a central midfield role. Hervías is going to play on the right of midfield, Tim. Oscar Plano on the left, and it looks like a flat 4-4-2. But already positive start for Valladolid. The team talk is already paying dividends. I've seen them much more committed to the course, much more on the front foot, and a lot more aggressive already in 2.5 minutes.
Well, great to see Sergio González reacting early to Barcelona's perhaps unpredicted formation. And he really is taking the game towards them. Here come Barca with Messi. A clearance from Moyano. Well brought down there, and forward comes Sergi Roberto. Super run from him. Suarez, first time ball wide, asks a lot of Semedo, and the Portuguese fullback gets there. Now, these are the words of Sergio González. We are strong, solid, and we should not put limits on what we can achieve. His team hoping to cause an upset tonight, but Messi coming forward and lifting the ball to Sergi Roberto. Cushion down for Riqui Puig. Deflected drive, and Masip had to watch that closely.
He did. No real power behind the shots. First attack for the visitors. Messi this time playing out on the left. Spent a lot of the first half on the right. The entrance of Suarez changes things up. I think it says a lot about Griezmann again. As I said, I think it's a step back in this game. He's undone to a certain extent the progress he's made over the last 2 games. But Suarez obviously will be the big man up front, the focal point. Messi working in around him along with Riqui Puig. Completely different complexion to this game already, at least tactically in this second half, Tim.
Here is Hervías. And now Quique Pérez in that central midfield role. He had the best chance of the first half for the hosts. Up the line by San Emeterio. It was anticipated by Alba. Now Messi, first time, brilliant pass for Luis Suarez. Tried to feed Alba. Suarez has it still, and once again the block made by Kiko Olivas. He did it twice there, foiling Suarez.
And he needed to. It was 2 against 2, wasn't it? Absolutely brilliant piece of defending. So Alba was completely free on that left-hand side.
Here goes Hervías, running at Longley. He's a very quick winger. It's a deflected cross. Ter Stegen with the agility to keep that in. Rolls it to Riqui Puig. His first thought is to get Barcelona moving forward. Here comes Arturo Vidal. Messi. Now Semedo. Messi for Puig. Tricky one there for the youngster. Moyano got there first. Now Olivas to Hervías. San Emeterio with the side foot, and now Javi Moyano looks up, clips it up the line. Good play there from Sergi Guardiola. holding it up for Valladolid. A really good energy to this second half here at the José Zorrilla. Valladolid, who have been so impressive all season, really, looking to secure their place in the top flight for a third consecutive season. They were promoted in 2018. They finished 16th last season. It was on match 36. Well, here we go. Quique Perez, another great run from him. And now Enes Unal with the strike. Well watched by Marc-Andre ter Stegen.
First sight goal for the Turk. It's a great start to this second half, Tim. It's been absolutely brilliant, you know. End-to-end stuff. Valladolid opening up. Barcelona won't mind that. But to take advantage of that, they have to get on the ball. And at the moment, they're struggling to contain Valladolid.
Well, we saw there Semedo trying to take Quique Perez's shirt. He's gone unpunished for that. I was just mentioning earlier, it was at this stage of last season that Valladolid collected a huge 3 points at home. That helped their quest for safety. Messi, brilliant turn. And it was an important touch from Javi Sanchez, but Messi with the tenacity to win it back. Now Sergi Roberto. Puig tried to inject the pace. His pass blocked by Quique Perez. Clever from Unal. Now Hervías got the wrong side of Alba. Support from Moyano. Well, whatever Sergio González has said, his players seem to be responding.
Yeah, they look like they're enjoying this system more. They have played a lot of the season 4-4-2. It's the 4-5-1 in the first half really left Guardiola to play very much alone, that lone striker role. They couldn't get the ball to him in the first half. Now they look a little more like Valladolid. The link will play through Oscar Plano, and also through the wing play through Hervías, injecting some energy into play. And this game looks a lot more even in the second half.
Well, a reminder that Barcelona are without Ansu Fati. He is suspended. Arthur is unwell. De Jong and Umtiti are injured. And as for the home side, Michel, their reliable midfielder, is unavailable due to injury, just like Mohamed Salisu, Hatem Ben Arfa and Pedro Porro. And Barcelona have just 5 outfield substitutes this evening. One has been utilised already, Luis Suarez.
Decent player, Quique Perez, isn't he? So this is the chance he's been waiting for. The manager obviously believes in him and absolutely deserving his place week after week.
Piqué under pressure from Guardiola. Now Longley. It's just a second start in La Liga for Quique Perez. Began midweek at Valencia. Blocked by Nacho. Here come Barcelona again. Puig looked to turn. Nacho made the challenge. And then space for Unal. Space for Hervías. Moyano is forward from right back. Here he is. Touched back to Fede San Emeterio. Here is Quique Perez. Puig was sliding in. There were appeals for a free kick. Nothing given. Barca looking to come forward with pace, although Vidal cuts it back now for Puig. Messi, wide to Vidal. Now Semedo. dinked touch from Sergi Roberto, who then won it back from Guardiola. And I think Guardiola's been penalised for the initial foul. Well, that was a real crunch earlier on involving Perez and Puig.
50-50 though, wasn't it? Two players were committed. Riqui Puig pulling out of the tackle. Did catch Perez, but I don't think there's any intention there.
Well, here's a surprise. Clement Lenglet is coming off for Barcelona. He will be replaced by Ronald Araujo. And Ivan Rakitic will also come on for the Catalans. A double change from Quique Setien. It's the end of the match for Riqui Puig.
Well, both surprises for me. Riqui Puig very much involved in the game. He was having a good game for me. But, Setien has been unimpressed with his side start to the second half. Valladolid much more in the game. But you have to control possession. You have to be on the ball. And Riqui Puig is an absolute master at that, for my money. But Lenglet, we don't know if there's any physical problems, Tim. But changing your centre-back's not normal.
And it does seem that Barcelona have banished the system they adopted in the first half when Sergi Roberto was in the back three with Piqué and Lenglet. It looks like a back four now with Nelson Semedo at right back. Sergi Roberto operating more on the left-hand channel of that midfield. So all change in the second half here at the José Zorrilla. And a really fascinating contest, a meeting of minds. Sergio González and Quique Setien doing battle almost like two chess masters. And it's the hosts probing now. Hervías, brilliant ball into the centre. And it comes for Quique Perez. Well, he attacked that with real freedom and real belief. Couldn't quite hit the target.
You can sense the belief. Look at the manager. You can see it in his gestures. Quique Perez is box to box, isn't he? He's arriving late. There's the energy. There's the run. Read the move well. It's where you got to be, waiting for the second balls. Just didn't quite it right on that left foot. But a very positive start to the second half. Setien, as you said, has made his moves. And Rio organised the side. It really has changed the whole complexion of this game. Still puzzled over the Lenglet change, Tim.
Well, ahead of this match, Setien did say we must focus on Valladolid and not on the Champions League. There were so many questions in his pre-match press conference about the Champions League draw, which took place yesterday. But he was quick to redirect the focus on this game. Foul by Busquets. Chance for Valladolid to load the box.
Yeah, Busquets, he's caught him with the studs on the side of the boots. He'll be lucky to escape a booking. Keep an eye on Hervías. As we said, his delivery is absolutely brilliant. We've seen him this season put one in. It's a long way out this, but we've seen him put an absolute screamer in. From this kind of distance, perhaps a little bit more central. I think he'll be looking to cross it rather than shoot here. But his right foot is an absolute brilliant weapon.
It is Hervías, and it's a super ball in! And that header from Enes Unal would have nestled in the corner. Brilliant stop from Ter Stegen. Now Javi Sanchez applying the pressure on Araujo. He's dispossessed. Another good ball from Hervías. Barcelona very much on the back foot here. This is Nacho Martinez bending it to the back stick. Javi Sanchez was arriving and he couldn't quite keep it in. What a chance there for the Turkish striker.
He's onside. The delivery is brilliant. It's right in the mix. Really difficult to defend. But look, this one Valladolid player at that back post against 5 Football Club Barcelona players, and Enes Unal gets to the ball first, and once again it's Ter Stegen keeping Barcelona 1-0 up. Great save, but this is worrying for Football Club Barcelona. The energy level has dropped even with the substitutes on the field. That's not what we're seeing in the second half. And look, here we go. So
Well, Sergi Guardiola has been withdrawn, and it is another former Barcelona striker into the action. It is Sandro Ramirez. And look at the press here from Sergio González's team, making life very uncomfortable for Quique Setien's players.
They smell blood, don't they?
Here is Ronald Araujo. It is his 5th appearance of the season. A big half hour for the Uruguayan youngster. Any slip up here from Barcelona is catastrophic, to say the least. They are already playing catch up, and their chance of success in La Liga this season is minimal. But they must at least apply the pressure on Real, who play at Granada, in-form Granada, on Monday night. Well, a foul on Ivan Rakitic and a free kick now for Leo Messi. And not too many white shirts in the wall for Jordi Masip. There's a slight grin there from Sandro Ramirez, who's seen Messi take these free kicks many times before, both as a teammate and as an opponent. Three in the wall. Messi goes for the corner, and Masip was alert there, just touching that over.
It was going in though, wasn't it? Barcelona, they need something special from the captain. They need to put some breathing space between themselves and Valladolid just to settle the nerves. They need that second goal.
Well, Barcelona just 3 away wins under Setien in 7 away matches. 13 points from the last 9 away fixtures. They do have this corner, their first of the second half. Powerful from Messi, fisted away by Masip, and then a throw-in conceded by Hervías.
That's the Setien worried look. We've seen it a few times over the months. But, he really does look a little bit anxious about what he's seeing in the second half. And so he should. We don't know what the possession stats are for this second period. I haven't seen it yet, Tim, but it really is all Valladolid. And Sergio once again showing his value as a manager, his reading of the game, the changes he's made, putting things right for his team. And they've responded accordingly.
Brilliant play from Unal. And then Hervías prevented from crossing by Piqué. But Enes Unal has made a very bright introduction to this match as a half-time substitute. Sergi Roberto was pulled down illegally there, yellow card coming out. And it is Quique Perez who's booked. Just leaning across. Well, we've had almost 20 minutes of the second half, and it does feel as if Barcelona need a goal. They have diminished in their performance level, diminished in their control. And after so much optimism surrounding the first half performance and that new formation, they seem to have reverted now to a rather stagnant performance, rather predictable.
And he knows it. You can see looking at the both of them, they don't know what's going on. They need something. He needs to conjure up something, the manager. The thing is, he hasn't got many tools to work with, Tim. What can he bring on from the bench again to change this up? The changes haven't worked.
Here is Hervías. He's finding the ball time and again on the right. Now Moyano delivers, and it's met by Enes Unal once again, and once more Ter Stegen forced into a diving stop.
Well, Enes Unal, we know the danger is in the air, but it's the fact that they get the balls into the box and the winner the headers in the box. But for me, it's the fact that Sergio's changes have made his team better. Setien's up to now. They made Barcelona worse, Tim, and that's what's going on this pitch at the moment. He's changed the system. The system was working brilliantly. They were dominating the possession. They were all over Valladolid. Valladolid was suffering. Sergio's responded, and Setien has responded back, and it hasn't worked.
Well, we saw Nelson Semedo enjoying the first half so much, getting forward, receiving it from Messi, from Sergi Roberto. It's a much changed role for him now. Here he is. Messi. Alba to Rakitic. Good play from San Emeterio. Space again for Hervías on the right. This is Sandro. Saw Enes Unal in space. Well controlled by the Turk. He's into the box now. Was looking to find Sandro. Piqué was able to block that pass. And now Rakitic to Messi. Messi turning into a blind corner. And there was an opponent right there. Here comes Javi Sanchez. Now Sandro Ramirez. Well, for any Real Madrid supporters staying up into the early hours of Sunday morning, watching this match, hoping for a Valladolid performance, how about this?
Don't go to bed just yet. That's the thing, Tim.
Oscar Plano, can he do his former club a favour tonight? Of course, a big Real Madrid history for the Valladolid number 10, and then it was Nacho firing over. Second headed chance for Unal, this time gathered by Ter Stegen. We are 3/4 of the way through this match, and it just feels as if all of the first half optimism surrounding Barcelona has evaporated.
There's still a goal up, Tim. There's still got that vital goal from that first half performance. That's the difference at the moment. The question we were asking ourselves at half-time, would they be able to hang on? We'll find out, but they need to steady themselves.
Messi. Blocked by Plano. Busquets to Rakitic. Strong play from Javi Moyano. Busquets slid in. He has been yellow carded, Sergi Busquets. Avoids the card there. Here is Plano. Barcelona have won 11 of their last 12 games against Valladolid. Plano. Running at Semedo. And doing well to win a corner.
Yeah, they look tired. They look tired, Tim. And you look at that bench. He's got Junior Firpo and he's got Braithwaite. Now, Junior Firpo, will he make the team better if you take off Jordi Alba? That's the question. For my money, absolutely no chance. Then Braithwaite, what do? Take off Messi?
And the corner is back with Hervías now. Space for Nacho. Look how much time he had. Measures the cross. Piqué now has to clear. Rakitic underneath. Can the Catalans counter-attack? Well, they can't, because there was a good challenge from Plano on Suarez.
But they believe. They've got the bit between them, their teeth. The tackles are coming in. They were a little bit passive in the first half, but now they're more active. They believe what they're doing. They're winning the second balls. They're winning possession back much more quickly. Possession's turning over much more quickly for Barcelona than it did at the first half.
Piqué clears. Given away by Sergi Roberto. Nacho. Now Plano, look how much space he had. Sandro had less space. Alba. Vidal to Messi. Acceleration from Messi. Away from Plano. Finds Suarez. Alba on the overlap. Rakitic rolling it for Arturo Vidal. Valladolid able to get bodies behind the ball. Regain their shape. Unal just covering Hervías on that right flank. Here is Araujo. Clever from Busquets, clever from Sergi Roberto, and from Suarez as well. He hasn't won a penalty. Goal kick given. It was a nice move there from Setien's team.
He was looking for the penalty, wasn't he, Tim? That's the thing. Look, he just delays the shot, goes to ground, he makes the contact. Watch this, there's the leg. Suarez goes over, he's looking for the penalty. The referee is not fooled. And a clear goal kick.
Masip launching one. A little distance there. Alba did well under pressure. But Sergio González, as a manager against Barcelona, his record is 5 matches, 5 defeats, 2 of those with Espanyol, 3 with Valladolid. Can he change that trend this evening? Can his team fight back and claim something in this fixture? Barcelona just beginning to reassert some control second half as Junior Firpo stands ready to enter the field. Now no Frenkie de Jong on the bench for Barcelona. Setien did say that he probably could have played 10 or 15 minutes in this game, but they just weren't willing to risk him. Messi, now Sergi Roberto, Alba coming forward. The pass was undercooked from Sergi and Moyano cleared. Well, is this another debate? Do send your thoughts to Joe. I mean, certainly, as you said, Marks, Luis Suarez was looking for that.
He's looking for the contact. There's nothing there. There's no raised legs. Defender's gone to ground, but well before Suarez arrives. And for me, no penalty. No. Certainly doesn't mean there'll be debate there, or there won't be debate there. But interesting.
So Alba remains on the pitch. Busquets comes off, and Firpo is on.
I think we're going to the back 3 again here, Tim. That's what it looks like to me with Firpo, Alba and Araujo. We've got Jordi Alba as a wing back with Semedo too, and we go back to the future.
Well, this has been a brilliant game to observe in terms of tactical dynamics, tactical changes, and here goes Sergi Roberto. What a versatile footballer he is. Alba now winning a corner for Barcelona.
He's had to think about it. He's working with very, very limited resources. You have to give him that. And he's gone back to what was working in the first place. But as you said, just before that change, I think Barcelona had a reasonably positive 5 minutes. Coming back into it, I think Valladolid's energy levels dropped just a little bit. Barcelona reasserting their dominance somewhat.
Rakitic with the corner, and it was met by Piqué. He claims he was fouled, couldn't generate any power on the header. An exasperated smile. His face tells the story, really. We all know how he feels about this attempted title challenge from Barcelona. Good play there from Alba. Now Sergi Roberto for Rakitic. Now Messi. So Sergi Roberto, who began in a back 3, remains in the midfield as Setien reverts to a back three. A really intriguing game here. Lots to analyse, lots to talk about, and as things stand, the result far from guaranteed. Big 15 minutes to play at the José Zorrilla. This is Sandro Ramirez. Nacho, and he's looking there for the centre-back Kiko Olivas, just beyond him.
No, I'm absolutely fascinated to hear the post-match press conference with Quique Setien, because the long let change, Clement Longlet going off, Araujo on, okay, you go flat back four. Yes, look at this again, yeah. We've seen them given, haven't we? Piqué, we saw that. Piqué was appealing for a penalty. He just had a little look at the referee. The referee immediately waved play on, but the shirt tuck there is absolutely clear. Of course, Barcelona fans will be saying, yeah, that has been looked at many times over the season by VAR. Of course, it happens millions of times in every box in every game, Tim. But decent appeal for a penalty there from Piqué.
Well, he's never one to hide his feelings, and he's making his opinions known now to Antonio Mateo Laos himself. Never one to hide from the spotlight. And he's dishing the yellow card out now. He is what you could call an extrovert referee. He has booked Jordi Alba. Perhaps an indication of the anxiety here for Barcelona. 13 minutes left, trying to move within a point of Real Madrid. They have that 1-goal lead, but it is a very tight game here. And Piqué needs to be careful. He himself is 1 yellow away from a suspension. Does he want to play at home to Osasuna? Well, he's clearly angry. And look at this, a big team talk coming from Sergio González. 5 defeats in 5 for him as a manager against Barcelona, but he senses that in the 12 minutes remaining his team can cause a stir in La Liga Santander. And for all of you Barcelona and Real Madrid supporters watching in South Asia, this really is fascinating stuff. So much on the line. Quique Perez, and look at his heat map. It's been a busy match for him, and he had such a good chance to equalise 8 minutes before half-time, and then on 58 minutes he drove wide from just outside the box. And Piqué continues his long debate with Mateo Laos. Mateo Laos was the referee that sent off Ronald Araujo on debut earlier this season when Barcelona hosted Sevilla. Ousmane Dembélé also sent off during that game for something he said to the referee, and that amused many of his teammates who said he didn't speak much Spanish anyway. Well, Waldo Rubio, the hero of Valladolid's matchday 36 win a year ago, is on now to replace Oscar Plano.
Final push for Sergio. You can see him during the huddle and the cooling break, just trying to cheese players up. Dropped off a little bit in the last 5 minutes or so, as we were saying. They need a final push if they're going to get something from this game. You sense Barcelona beginning to believe that they can hang on.
Messi's ball there to Suarez is something out of this world. Suarez then undoes the good work by treading on the ball. Now Kiko Olivas closed down by Sergi, but it came off Olivas last, so Barca have the throw.
I think that is final proof that Messi does have eyes in the back of his head there, Tim.
Well, Joe's called him an alien many times before. Space for Perez. This is Nacho. Here is Waldo Rubio. First touch for him. Running at Semedo. To the byline, the cutback. Piqué read it well, but his clearance came to Quique Perez. Good block from Rakitic. Valderrubio, missed by Sandro Ramirez, and it came off Junior Firpo's chest, and Valladolid have a corner.
Decent ball in by Waldo. He's a direct player, he's quick, good dribbler of the ball, good winger, and just the kind of pace that you need to compete against tired legs in the last stretch of the game. Sorry, his weaker foot, Sandro saw it early, sat up nicely for him, and he swung his head too quickly.
Hervías delivers, Piqué heads it up, Sandro underneath it. Nacho. A good ball from the left back, and a brave header there from Junior Firpo. Fouled by Moyano. Well, this was that remarkable pass. The understanding of the space and the execution. It is football from a different world. Strong play from Javi Sanchez, who really is growing in his role as one of the first choice centre-backs here under Sergio González. Nacho. Time to measure the cross. It's fallen now for Moyano. He looked up, was aiming for Unal. Piqué, then Rakitic cleared. Vidal dispossessed by San Emeterio. Quique Perez wide to Nacho. Barca on the back foot. Quique Perez laying it back to Valderrubio. This is good from the hosts, and look at that ball. Ter Stegen struggling, and then Alba with a last-ditch clearance.
It's all hands on deck, isn't it? And we've still got round about 10 minutes to go here, Tim. This is the kind of thing you often see in stoppage time.
And a deep ball there, well claimed by Ter Stegen. Rakitic fouled. Well, it's been a game of so many different phases, and we're just seeing the replay of that earlier clearance, a rather unintentional one by Firpo.
Half a claim for a penalty. I think it came off his upper shoulder there, Tim. Maybe the edge of his chest, but I don't think there's any penalty there.
Rakitic over the top, beyond Suarez. Messi, hands on hips, directing Vidal. And now beginning to press. Sanchez forward, but a simple one for Gerard Piqué. Alba couldn't find Sergio Roberto. Valladolid winning possession back with relative ease. Good press from Messi and Vidal. And now Messi in possession. Messi still going. Three went towards him. He still has possession. Eventually a tackle from San Emeterio. Moyano to Waldo. Substitute finding Hervías. Excellent control. Well, how different things may have been had Griezmann taken that chance on 20 minutes. He didn't, and here we are. The Catalans with a 1-goal lead, and it's Sergio González's team looking stronger and stronger.
I think that 2-0 lead would have been a fair reflection of what we saw in the first half, Tim. There's no doubt about that. Barcelona were absolutely brilliant. And we thought we were on to another performance like Villarreal. The second half is more of what I personally expected going into this one. Valladolid are a good team.
Here they come. Sandro Ramirez in the box. And he'll be hugely disappointed with that.
Yeah, he will be. But this is more of the Valladolid we're being used to. The competitiveness of the side, the competitive instinct, decent footballers, decent shape, defensively an aggressive side that win the ball back quickly. They transition through to the front two quickly. And this is what we expected, to be more of an even contest in the second half. And as we said, you know, at the head of this game, this would be the tricky game for Barcelona in the run-in. They expected a tough game. It was never going to be easy. And perhaps we just didn't expect after that first half that it would be so difficult in the second.
Well, Valladolid have conceded just 1 goal in their last 4 home matches ahead of this game. As for Barcelona, well, under Setien in all competitions, they've kept just 2 clean sheets away from home in 10 games. If they can hold on for a clean sheet here, they will pick up the 3 points that moves them to within 1 of Real Madrid. It is absolutely essential if they are to maintain any hope of reclaiming their La Liga title. Waldo Rubio. A rock-solid tackle there from Semedo. And fatigue, understandably, playing a part for all of these footballers. Certainly Valladolid have rotated more in this phase of the season.
Yeah, Messi's played a lot of football, hasn't he? We got a message here from Praswell who said Messi's played every single minute, week after week. It's really hard. That's true. Messi, he looks weary. He's played a lot of football. Tim, as have a lot of these players, and they've had to step up and do it once again today with such a small bench.
Well, Martin
he really made to work hard in the second half.
We still do have Martin Brathwaite on the bench, unused. Here is Messi. Through 2 challenges, finding Suarez, who touched it back with Luis Suarez once more, turned away by Javi Sanchez. A little bit of space for Jordi Alba, 3 in the centre, cut back for Sergi, and it's just so tight in there. Good defensive play from Valladolid, one back by Firpo. Now Rakitic threading it, and Messi went to ground there. It was a challenge from Javi Moyano.
And it was a good one.
Well, a point for Valladolid wouldn't keep them up mathematically, but it would be an enormous achievement. And they are practically safe already anyway. And you could argue it would be just reward for the way they have clawed their way back into this contest.
Which is exactly what they've done, Tim, and that's what you have to do against a team like Barcelona. It's never going to be easy. If you want to get back in against Football Club Barcelona, you have to claw your way in, inch by inch, fight for everything, for every ball, and take your chances when you get them. That's the only thing they haven't done.
Can they take a chance late on? We're into additional time. There will be 4 minutes. This is Moyano. Piqué with the header. And now Waldo Rubio back to Moyano. His ball in towards Javi Sanchez. Hervías controls it. Nacho returns it to Hervías. Ter Stegen parries. There's danger there for Araujo. He can't lunge in. Comes away with the ball. He's encouraged to launch it. He does that. Suarez couldn't make it stick. Now Quique Perez. What a good game he's had. Sandro turns, find Enes Unal. Unal still going, Sandro! A big hand there from Ter Stegen.
And he'll get a big round of applause for his manager. That is from close quarters. It's hit with venom. He'll see it very, very late. It's almost by instinct, isn't it? Sandro onside, hits it early, the arm comes out, and that is a good stop. The wrist had to be strong. It's just going in the corner, isn't it? Palms it out, hold steady. And how important is that save, Tip?
Well, what a story that would have been if the former Barcelona forward Sandro Ramirez had scored that goal to, in practical terms, extinguish any title hopes. And there is a case for arguing, if Barcelona win this game, if they win it, that perhaps Ter Stegen is their man of the match. Well, here is Vidal looking to centre it for Luis Suarez. Quique Perez got back. We still have 2 minutes to play at the José Zorrilla. Is there a late twist? Well, whatever happens, Joe will be analysing this absorbing game with Jamal and Kevin, so send them your comments, your thoughts, your questions. Let them know where you're watching. One back by San Emeterio, and then Araujo forward. Semedo into ground.
No, Sergio will be absolutely delighted with the performance, the effort, the commitments. But when we looked at those stats at the head of this game and the goals that Valladolid haven't scored, it's come back to haunt them in this one as well, isn't it? It's just that little bit of cutting edge up front, that little bit of nous, a little bit of creativity. And that's been their problem all season. If not, this side, defensively and in midfield, are very, very good indeed. They just need to score goals.
Well, they've scored 29 all season. Only Leganés and Espanyol have fewer. Can they grab a late one here to put joy in the hearts of Real Madrid? This is Waldo Rubio. Sliding clearance from Alba. Last 30 seconds of the game. Waldo delivers, and Ter Stegen is solid there for Barcelona. And that will probably be enough for them.
Yep, he didn't spill the ball either. Sandro was hovering, he was ready to pounce, but not only did he take, he held on to it too, and I think this is show over. Barcelona go marching on, just, but a vital 3 points. Questions will be asked about Setien's changes, about the second half performance. They look tired, they look weary, but it's still game on.
Well, Barcelona won 1-0 here last season, on course to winning the title. They are close now to a 1-0 triumph, but they still have work to do. One last set piece for the hosts. We are into the 95th minute, a very high line from Setien's team. Nacho delivers, and it's flicked on by Javi Sanchez, and Ter Stegen is able to gather. Mateo Laoz blows the full-time whistle. It is Arturo Vidal's first half goal that wins the 3 points for Barcelona. They move to within one of league leaders Real Madrid, and they have now gone 10 matches undefeated. But as on Wednesday night, little cause for celebration after this slender victory. Some real positives with the innovation and the new formation of 3 centre-backs. But at the same time, many questions asked by Valladolid, many questions raised for Football Club Barcelona. The full-time score at the José Zorrilla, as King of the Match is awarded to Arturo Vidal, is Real Valladolid 0, Barcelona 1.
To overcome any difficulty, you must work hand in hand as a team to overcome challenges with talent and determination. Because together, we are stronger.